you. Yes, you. This is Usayome Sale from Ways Prime Time. Now, we appreciate your continued support for watching our content, following us across all our social media. But we've noticed, for those of you watching us on YouTube, 88.5% of you who watch our content aren't subscribed to our channel. Why? Now, if you are enjoying our content, you enjoy our shows, and you want to stay updated on all things Ways, it's time to hit that subscribe button below. Now, subscribing isn't just for you. It's for the growth of our channel. It helps us get bigger and better. With your support, we can continue to bring even more intriguing and exciting content. How about you subscribing right now and being a part of our community?
Exciting morning to you here, live from our studio in Lagos, Nigeria. And I say a special welcome to Ways Breakfast, hashtag what are you saying? I love starting off my day with you every single time. You, our valued viewers, from your insightful contributions to comments and engagements. As always, you make coming here every day something I look forward to. It's the month of love and Valentine's Eve. Actually, well, here's me saying I love you, and there's so many buzz going on. But on this show, we bring to you the best conversations that shape our future. From politics to governance, everything health, we discuss technology, finance, and of course, trending issues are not left out. Blessing your morning this day with beauty is I, Okikiola Taiwo Jalukmo, your anchor for today, and I'm always blessed to share this table with my queens, God's Beauty Israel, and Oluchi Precious Omenka sometimes. Good morning, girls. How are you doing?
Morning.
I'm doing
good.
well.
How are you?
So I don't know if you know this, but today is Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
And yesterday was
Ladies
Valentine's
celebrating,
Day.
Leaders.
Interesting.
So happy Valentine's Day, girls.
Happy Valentine's.
Hell,
Shibba.
So how are you guys feeling this morning, especially with the whole Valentine's Day Eve? It's
Yeah.
tomorrow. It was this week. Everybody's just God went. So how are you feeling
I
about
did
it?
something yesterday. When I was making my hair during the week, I saw on someone's status, all these different Valentine combo. I think it was cake that she was selling and all. And I felt like, well, I don't know if anybody's going to buy me anything. I can as well just spoil myself ahead of the Valentine. So I bought this mini cake of 5,000. And she was asking, what do you want me to write on it? I just said, write, I know get Val with teary emoji. And I ate it yesterday with my roommate and I felt like, I don't get Val, but I get cake.
What about you,
That's
girls,
hilarious.
Beauty?
Mommy, I'm just here, basically. I mean, probably trying to love myself more. Honestly. Yeah, self-love. Everything just self, really. I don't particularly have a vow. I just have people that I see from afar. I know that that person is doing well. I'm doing well.
Yimu.
Keep it moving.
Yimu to God's
Well,
beauty.
If you're just tuning in for the first time, or you did not hear what God's Beauty and Oluchi said, they both said they don't have vow.
We don't
but
have.
Because I know that all viewers that are watching this show is my vow. I know that I will get something. You know. Well, if you're tuning in for the first time, this is how we do it on Ways Breakfast. Remember, you are the cold malt in this conversation. Thursdays are usually with my ladies, and we want to talk about love. So you should stick around. Our phone lines are open. Please call us on 070-2500-7749 or 070-1424-2420. If you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Official Upgrade TV, click the subscribe button now, like and share the link. Tune in to channel 145 on your Go TV and do not miss this. As you know, today in history is our own way of increasing your wealth of knowledge. So we'll go on a break right now, and when we return with the top stories making headlines across the globe. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the show. Now let us take a look at what's making the headlines today. Today we'll be highlighting the top stories from the Nigerian Tribune, the New York Times, or the Guardian, the International Guardian as always, and the Punch. We'll be starting off with the International Guardian this morning, and God's Beauty will take us through that.
All right, let me quickly guide you guys through the Guardian newspaper. Top headline by the top left, I see here, Hollywood is still very much a boys' club. Top right, how to fuel your home with second-hand treasures. Okay. Main headline center, we have Trump says he has open talks with Putin to end war in Ukraine. Lower section headlines, bottom left, we have work to begin on new towns by next election. Bottom left, Ames killers prevent case closed too soon. The headline I want to quickly touch on is the this one that says work to begin on new towns by next election. So the UK government has announced plans to begin constructing up to a dozen new towns before the next general election. This initiative is part of the country's largest house building program in decades. Now, the project aims to address the housing crisis by creating new residential areas with adequate infrastructure, increasing house supply, and supporting economic growth. It could provide long-term housing solutions for many citizens. Now, there are worries about the political influence behind this decision, as well as concerns about whether these towns will be built with proper planning, sustainability, and accessibility. Some critics question if the initiative will truly meet housing demand or simply serve as a pre-election promise. Now, I'll start with this, right? I love this news because unlike Nigeria, I mean, again, I understand, okay, let me start with this. So the UK government, they intend, building houses in quote now, towns, so that people that are probably on the street, people that are in need of house can be able to, afford and get. But now critics worry that at the end of the day, the reasons why they are doing this is probably because of elections. So when election is coming here, that's when they do it. But like I wanted to say, unlike here in Nigeria, you see that they know the problem of the citizens, and they are doing it. This one, they're not making promises. They're already doing it even before they start making promises. Do you get what I'm saying? But here in Nigeria, they will only make promises, do them, we'll not go see them. Even when they start, at the end of the day, we'll still have to force them to finish it. Do you get what I'm saying? But in the UK, you already see them at work. They're already planning. There's already a budget outline, everything. And the Prime Minister just entered set last year. So it's every five years for them to have general elections in the UK. So before the next one, that's like 2-3 years coming. Do you get what I'm saying? So I consider this to be the right initiative. You see that it's a working government. For them to even know, first off, they are not as busy as Nigerian government. They understand that the citizens have certain issues and they are working towards it. Again, even when the critics come out to say, oh, this is just, because of like elections that are coming. Elections that are coming, we still have 3 years to come. It's 5 years. The guy just entered last year.
But
do you understand?
To say something.
Tell me.
Sometimes, in my defense for Nigeria,
okay,
I would say that Nigerians and people in power know the issues that are affecting Nigerians. They know that infrastructure is important. They know housing is important. They know all of this. And in some states, they are taking this to action. Just like you mentioned that in UK, there are some critics that are saying that there might be a political agenda behind it. It happens here in Lagos, if I were going to narrow it down to Lagos. And to say that there's a lot of infrastructure going on in Lagos in the view of helping, citizens manage with house costs, this, that. But don't say that Nigeria does not identify these problems. They know the problems. And there's always a political agenda. To be honest, there's always a political agenda behind anybody. It's not even political agenda. There's always an agenda behind everything that anybody does, whether for good, whether for bad, whether unconsciously, whether consciously. I think that's what always happens.
But would you agree with me that there is a bit of, let me not say a working system, but it's one thing to identify it, another thing to work on it. We only hear of manifestos here in Nigeria. That's the only thing that they give us. And probably 1 year of them trying to do whatever that they have written in their manifestos. After that, au revoir. That's it.
I would differ again. There are some... No,
what do you think?
Can we move to the next paper? But just to talk about the whole international and local comparison. I think that, yes, it provides that structure to compare governance between, developed countries and what we classify ourselves as developing countries.
Okay.
But I'll take Okiki's side here. I think I'll differ on some of all those
No,
things,
you're on
right?
hope now, so no issue.
Because, it doesn't, the reason why we do not see the extent to which they do some of the things they do is because we are still very far behind. So even when you are trying to put on some things, it's like 1 out of 1,000. Do you get it? So that's why I feel like it cannot be so judged as something that is progress in that sense.
Thank you, Oluchi.
So you are using far behind.
We are just far behind. It will take
us
us a while, but we're on
okay.
the right path.
It's
On
to
the right
Punch
track.
newspaper,
With
straight
the right
away.
government that are not busy. Please take us.
Okay. The major headline reads, Tinubu's re-election, ACF orders tackle Ganduje over no vacancy comment. Babaki hints at not consensus candidates as ACF and Muhammad counter APC chair. Tony Elumelu's foundation partners UAE entities to empower African entrepreneurs. Reps summon customs CG over officers' retirement. Hoodlums in court for abducting policeman in Ondo. APC hires private firm for membership e-registration. And above the major headline, we see Abia PDP chapter defies NWC's order. Autumn Anya will face panel on March 4th. Federal government may ban trucks as tanker fire claims 493. Tax reform, reps divided as bills scaled first reading. And on tariff hike, we see Labour subscribers plan telecom shutdown on the 1st of March. So because I want to be on the side of Nigeria today, I'm going to take this one that really seems like good news, though it's not coming from the government body or any public, organization, but rather from Tony Elumelu himself. I saw it yesterday on someone's status, and I think the figure that they eventually signed and agreed with was $6 million. So the Tony Elumelu's foundation is partnering with UA entities to empower African entrepreneurs. And I think as Nigerians, these are initiatives that should serve as examples for us. I mean, they are trailblazers in their field. They're not waiting for some governmental structure or privileges before they can, offer assistance to people. There's this thing that Tunde Onokoya always puts out, how he says you can make a difference from a small place, making great impact from a small place. So at this point, we're in a nation. We need to go beyond just the usual complaints, the usual bankrings, the usual criticism. Because if we're being honest, it's going to linger on for a while. Because when something has been destroyed, it takes a while to build. We're going to be hopeful that it will come back to that point. But in our own lane, what are we really doing to ensure that we're making a difference? This Tony Elumelu's foundation is really setting the path for, infrastructure, innovation, and it's just a very beautiful one, partnering with people to empower African entrepreneurs. It's beyond just Nigerians now. It's now even going, to Africans, $6 million, and it's really inside. Sometimes I see these examples, and I'm like, what can I also do in my own lane? How can I be of great impact, social impact in my society?
I think that one of the things that I guess when we were having the topic, the law for country, Abdullahi said that don't ask what your country can do for you.
Ask what you can
what
do.
you can do for your country. And I think that that's an example that, Tony Elumelu is putting out there. And I am very inspired. These are the people that I look up to do things, not just within my sports space, but to now spread across, the world at large. And I'm hoping that other people also take the cue to know that Nigeria is for us. And then we should do anything, everything in our power, maybe out of our power sometimes, to also do something for Nigeria. Well, this morning, join us as we discuss the different love languages. We'll be taking your questions and comments live on our social media. So be sure to join the conversation. We'll be right back after this break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the show again. Today we're talking expressing different love languages. Love is a universal language, as we all know, but we all express and receive it in unique ways. The 5 love languages, a concept developed by Gary Chapman, highlights the different ways people communicate and experience love. These languages are words of affirmations, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. Let's dive into the different love languages and explore how they manifest in our relationships. We'll talk about what's our primary love languages on this table. We'll talk about how we like to express and receive love. So we'll be taking your questions. Join us as we dissect different love languages and what they mean to us on this table and to you, our viewers. So I'm going to be going straight first to God's Beauty. God's Beauty, what is your primary love language? Let me just say, what is your love language?
So there are just 2, right? Okay,
No forming on this table. Can we pledge to that first of all?
Rest. No what?
No forming on this table. Let
Am I
us pledge to
forming?
that.
Holy
Don't
Ghost.
come and be giving
So,
us theory.
it's simple. It's just quality time and physical touch. Simple.
That's nice. Every time I pass, I'll just be wiping you on the shoulder. If I just pass,
If you notice, I'm always used to having to touch, having to shake, having to hug. So, yeah.
So how do you now express this to your partner? If at all, let's assume that your partner has a different love language. How do you express that to your partner?
It's simple. Understand his love language, right? So if, for example, my partner's love language is act of service, I would now, start giving him that, what do I help you with? Do I help you with your shoes? Do I help you clean your shoes? Do I help you polish? Do I help you wash your clothes? Do I help you do wherever? It is, yes. No, those are acts of service.
Yeah.
It might be very little. Let me give you this small gist, right? So I remember having this person in my space one time. And most of the times, I get home before him. So when he comes home, there's always this. I help him take out his shirt. I help him remove his shoes from his leg and all of this.
So in your space,
and
you mean your boyfriend?
My boyfriend.
Better. Thank you. Continue.
Not now, but I'm telling you, during the time we used to date, this lady, tell her to calm down. But, but there was a time we had a conversation, and I'm like, okay, one thing I've literally done that makes you feel loved by me. And he mentioned those things, and to me, it was like normal, regular stuff. Do you get? These are things I do for my dad when he comes home. Because he behaves like, my dad behaves like a king in the house. That's how he sees himself, and he's the king. You get what I'm saying? So when he comes, we help him with his bag, we help him, and let me remove your shoe for you. Papa, what do you want to eat? Do you understand? So for me, it's like a normal, regular thing that I can do. I would do to anybody that I actually value. Right? So it was something that was doing to him. And when we had that conversation, then it made me understand that his love language was active service. So those things to me were like very small, but those are things that made him feel loved by me. So yeah.
What about you, Oluchi?
My love language?
Yes.
What's the one that has to do with money? What is it?
This babe.
They are different. I want to even mention all of them because sometimes I mix them. There's quality time,
act of service, words of affirmation,
physical touch, and there's a 5th one.
It's a mini one. Have we called quality gift? Receiving gifts.
Receiving gifts. I think receiving gifts will be
receiving gifts
on the top. But to take away the lightness, I think words of affirmation. And the reason why I think so is because I read and discovered that love languages are as a result of, your childhood. Psychologists will tell you that the love language that you resonate with the most really has to do with, the kind of love you received growing up or the kind of love you did not receive growing up. So I think growing up, I'm not sure I had a lot of words of affirmation. Everybody just expected you to figure it out, be all of that together. I didn't get a lot of hyping and all of that. So anytime I come across people that really appreciate me or give me compliments, it's usually like, oh, really, I'm all this. So I'll give you this instance. In school, I used to have this particular friend of mine that was so stressed by my incessant desire for compliments. So every time I'm wearing a new dress or I've done a new hair or probably something new, I'll just walk around her and say, do you like my clothes? And then she's like, why are you so obsessed? To me, I felt like it's just normal. Just say you like it, because if I see it on someone, I'm going to so hype you. I'm going to so tell you you're so gorgeous. So I felt like I should also hear this too about myself, because somehow it made me feel special in my own, space. I think words of affirmation really is on top of the chart. You might say, oh, maybe we're not loved. I was loved at home, but tell me more about how much you love me.
But do you think this is like, of all the 5 love languages, we have all come to accept the idea that, okay, there are 5 love languages. Maybe they have branches on what specifically we want within those 5 love languages. But do you think that generally this is an effective way to express love in terms of receiving or giving gifts, in terms of words of affirmation, physical touch, and all? Do you think it's an effective way to show love? Maybe
it's one of the ways. It's not supposed to just be the box to which you, express love or show love. Because I think people are very dynamic.
Yeah.
And right now, I can be telling you that words of affirmation is my love language. But then there will be a time in my life where I could get so busy with a lot of tasks, scheduling, different things to attend to. And maybe I've even gotten to that height and peak where I hear a lot of compliments all the time. Trust me, I don't think words of affirmation will be something I will be, feeling eager to hear.
Yeah.
It could now be acts of service. The fact that, see, I know you love me, but see my to-do list. Which one can you help me with? So I think we shouldn't box ourselves into, oh, this is my love language, this is how I want it to be. Because human beings are dynamic, we should also be fluid to be able to express love however it comes in different, times and seasons.
I really think that I am of all 5. And that's because there are some times where I know that, as you rightly said, that it's physical touch that I need. Okay, calm down. Okay, what do you need? Some massage or book a spa or whatever that. So sometimes it's words of affirmation. Okay, I've had a stressed day. Just like yesterday, Oluchi was telling me, you are doing great. You are doing this, and I was like, yeah.
Because I'm a hype woman.
I couldn't reply like as soon as possible, but the fact that I was just glancing through my phone and I was seeing some pop-ups, I was like, okay, yes, I'm doing great. Keep on keeping on. Because you can get so engrossed doing so many things that you even forget about yourself. So when you know that somebody remembers you enough to even care, say something, check up on you, you can feel that kind of love. Sometimes gifts too does it for me, when I feel like the only way I can express myself at that time, maybe I don't have words again. Words are finished. I've told you everything. It might be that it's gifting that will also help me.
Intentional gifting.
Yes, intentional gifts. Especially
like
if you now tell me something, maybe 5 days. To be honest, it might even be 1 year ago that you told me that I want this thing, and it will be on my mind. Maybe as at that time, I couldn't afford it. And I know that you really loved it at that time. I would keep it in mind that one way, somehow, I'll find a way to get it for you and give it to you. So that, I think that there should be intentionality when it comes to all of these 5 love languages. But it now brings me to ask, when some people try to use love languages as a way to extort other people. So how do you feel when somebody knows that your love language is gifting, and then they think that, okay, yes, when you now ask them that, what is your love language, you'll not say receiving gifts. So you feel comfortable saying that, okay, since I gave gifts, this person likes to receive gifts. There is a balance there, because then I can give.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
But this person is actually using it to extort you. So how do you feel about that, knowing fully well that, okay, maybe you have expressed your love language to this person, and the other person is now using it as a way to extort you, even in terms of words of affirmation, where every time the person wants to get his or her way, they just have to say, you know.
Down to motivational
Exactly,
speaker.
and then you just feel the need to just mellow down and just allow the person. So how do you feel about that?
I think love should never be deceptive.
Amen.
If there's deception, any hint of deception in our journey of love, we are on our path to failure at the end of the day. People can pretend for a while. You can patch things up and just try to maneuver, but it's going to be short-lived. So I don't think love should be deceptive at all. And even if you start on a deceptive note, there's a way, let me not use the universe, there's a way things work that eventually it will shatter in a way that you did not really imagine. For example, if you think you want to use them receiving gifts as your love language, and your partner now says, oh, probably receiving gifts is her love language, and you do not even express your real love language to him. When you have heated argument or there's tension between you both. Because he's working based on the information that you give him, that is the only way you'll be able to express love. Do you get it? It means that issues will not be resolved quickly. It means that there will be a lot of unspoken resentment
People fight
regularly.
to buy shoe.
Yes, and you...
And they'll be like, what's this nonsense shoe that you're
And
buying
he will be wondering, what exactly should I do? Frustration is already setting in. That's why deception is something you should not even get into in the first place. Love language is not a means to an end. It's not because I want somebody to now be a slave to me and be giving me all the things. It's just a means of expressing love, because I think human beings are meant to love and be loved. So in as much as we're so concerned with, I want to express this love, I want to actually collect this love or get this love from someone. I'm thinking, how can I also reciprocate? So if I'm thinking reciprocation, deception is not going to come to mind, because I'm giving and I'm taking. So deception should not be what, I mean, we're in this age where, I was doing it playfully, but I mentioned that my top is receiving gifts. Because if you hear relationship in universities, in secondary schools, the only known love language is usually receiving gifts. This Valentine, what's going to happen on Friday? Everybody's sending different packages. I even saw one tweet said, surprise, you don't surprise me. 50K package, plastic, rose, chocolate. It was so funny. It's just gifts everybody is giving. And maybe some have some tickets to a spa, some acts of service here and there. But it shows that this world is as if there's a predominant love language everybody expects. I need money, I need gifts. In fact, in hostel then, oh my God, it's torment this time and season. If you are single, you just want to go and read or do something that will make you feel serious. Because as a girl is entering into the hostel, the ones at the balcony will be like, oh my God, they'll be taking pictures. Why? She's receiving gifts. So you now imagine somebody that will now want to pressure her significant partner. Now, other people are giving gifts, so what are you going to give me? I don't think it should be that way. Of course, gifts are part of it, but it's not the only love language that's available. So I've said many things. Deception is not the way to start in expressing love. Because reciprocation is not going to be possible. And at the end of the day, frustration is the result.
What about you, God's Beauty? Do you have...
I mean, I feel like she has actually said it all. Because, I mean, the reason why you're actually even knowing someone's love language is so that you love them for who they are. Do you understand? So that they feel love. So in a situation where you are actually now stating a certain kind of love because of what you want in return, I mean, I don't even see her to it. Honestly speaking, I don't see her to it. There's no how the relationship would actually blossom the way it is supposed to. Because from initials, I mean, it's just like when they say when you start a relationship or a business based on lies, just know that the end goal is definitely failure.
True.
You have to be truthful to yourself that, okay, this is what I want, this is what I want to do, and all of that. But when you start in a way that, I mean, does not even make any sense. So, of course, at the end of the day, it will not still make any sense. So,
Oluchi already mentioned that it looks like receiving gifts is the only predominant love language that is available in Nigeria. Let me just say.
I don't even think it's a Nigerian thing. I think it's like a global thing.
No, but you see that it's more predominant, as she mentioned, that it's
because
more
we are
predominant here because
so
the only thing we like to hear is collect.
Money
Them
and
give
roses.
me, them give me. But there are other love languages, and it's not really common. Why it's there, it's not like something that is common. Obviously, tomorrow, all you see on your... Why are they even selling packages? Because they already know that receiving gifts is now that they're even starting to add letter so that it now sounds like you're giving words of, intentional words of affirmation and all of that. So it's still not words of affirmation.
And they won't read it, though. The first thing they are targeting
as soon as
is...
they open the package,
they
unbox my Valentine's Day gifts with me.
They'll just carry the paper. Oh, thank you.
When they see the paper, you're like, oh, lovely. They drop it. And then they start to unbox other gifts.
Yeah.
So what other common love languages do you think are there that is always overlooked or people don't even care about as much as it is available to be tapped into, but people don't care about these things?
I want to start on this note, right? I feel like this whole gifting thing, I'm so sorry. I know this is probably going to also sound like insult or whatever. I feel like one of the reasons why it feels like gift is everything, or it's more rampant and all of that, I think is because almost everybody has something they are lacking. Yeah, and I don't want to say maybe it's also as a result of poverty or anything. I don't want to say that. But I feel like most of the times when you hear people say, oh, give me a gift or something, it's because of there's something that they want their partner to buy for them. There's something that probably they cannot afford themselves. So there's also that notion of, oh, my guy bought me, and I mean, I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I've said it repeatedly. In as much as I love the whole idea of gift or whatever, but gifts, you giving me gifts will not will not make me want to reason you like that until you are able to love me with the awareness of my love language and following through. But without that, no matter what you give me in this life, I'll just see you as one normal, regular person. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yes,
because just as I give people things too without having, any interaction with them. You literally just come and meet me, oh, I need this thing. If I have it, I'll give it to you. But do I feel a certain way about you? No. So that's how I see it. But the whole gifting, whatever, I feel like it also came out from the whole, probably you don't have a particular thing and I want to just get it for you so that you feel loved. I feel like that's where that whole thing came out from.
So
then I don't think there's any, apart from the whole gifting thing, like I made mention of, then apart from that, I don't think there's any common love language, except maybe words of affirmation, because that's something that I think everybody does a lot.
Overlook.
If you see somebody, if you see
do they overlook it? Because what I want to know is the common love languages that are overlooked or misunderstood, where you think that, okay, this is receiving gifts, this is words of affirmation, this is that, this is all five. Which one is the most common that is always being misunderstood or overlooked?
Well, physical touch. Now, I think that one is a very dicey love language, because I used to have this friend. I can be the touchy type, right? I just like to touch you, let's hug, let's shake and all. But she's a very nice person, very cool and all. But once you are coming too much and you're doing all mushy, she gets very defensive. And I think people overlook how physical touch can be expressed. I don't think people can be cranky. We're human beings. We enter traffic every day. We're sitting close to people that are probably smelling. A lot of things can happen in your day that can make you very cranky. So if you now quickly think physical touch is a means of expressing love, you're not being sensitive. So I think one love language that people need to apply sensitivity and a bit of emotional intelligence to is physical touch. Someone that will claim that they don't like physical touch, trust me, there will be certain instances that they would want physical touch. But the time you want to touch is when they don't want to be touched. There are sometimes people are in a very vulnerable state. They're probably feeling confused. You can even see from their non-verbal cues, they are feeling downcast. You could just come close to them gradually and maybe just a shoulder shrug. That's the physical touch, and they feel like there's somebody there. Now, you will not be sensitive to know that, does this person want me to put my hand over or to just stay close to the person? I think staying close to someone like this is still some form of physical touch. I don't have to touch your head, touch your body. We're in a world where morality is not even treasured anymore. So physical touch has been really bastardized, if I can use that word. And people feel it's about touching every aspect of your body. But no, physical touch can actually send messages of I am here with you. But it has to be sensitively used with some emotional intelligence, because we're humans. We get cranky, we get tired, overwhelmed. Sometimes we're so busy, we're running up and down. So I don't have time for you to be holding my hand like that. What are we really doing?
Me.
You are hindering me. What are we doing exactly? Do you get it? And then acts of service as well. So going back to giving gifts, do you know that giving gifts can have different expression or receiving gifts? So we're in a world where people think the gifts should be the one that is commonly validated. For example, if you check on TikTok, some of these influencers that collect gifts from people, you see comments of, oh my gosh, she's so loved. Check what's in the gift. More human hairs that she already has. Another iPhone that she already even had a good one. Probably something so material that it doesn't show any thought. But in giving gifts, there can be some act of service that you can put inside it. You probably know that, a voucher, or probably, I don't know how to put this. Maybe the person has complained about, hectic, chores in the house. I'm not able to cook. Having somebody prepare meals for that person is gift, but that's also act of service because you have helped to relieve a particular stress. Me like this, if somebody can help me with my laundry, oh, I will so love you. That is act of service and give, because it gets you overwhelmed sometimes. So if you now, probably send someone, a laundryman to my house, to help with my laundry. You've given me a gift, right? Because it's your money you're going to pay. And you've also served. So it's not all the time human hair, chocolates. I don't know this one that is raining now. That's a very stressful gift, money bouquet. But if you give me, don't worry, Okiki will help me. We'll open it together.
I specialize in spreading money and counting.
That thing doesn't make sense to me. And why do people always treasure it so much, money bouquet? Please, let's be very realistic. Is that something you would want as a gift? First of all, the person you have paid for that money bouquet can say 50K for a 30K money bouquet. Why didn't you just transfer that 50K to me? Now I have to pay 20K extra for the person that will wrap it.
So this is what I would say here of all the things you've made mention of. I feel like when you know somebody's love language, when you know your partner's love language, it helps you to express the love language better.
Okay.
Now, to you, the money bouquet does not make any sense. For somebody that loves receiving gifts, I'll probably love flowers as well, and money and, the likes. Trust me, sending that is more like, oh my God, this is beautiful. Do you understand?
Should I tell you that?
Let me tell you something. See, the way you actually give gifts to people matters a lot. To you, it might just be, just send the money. Anyhow, it's okay. Now, I remember this story that Pastor Kingsley gave earlier.
I would love you to hold on that story.
Okay.
Yes, that story.
Always holding it.
I believe say that story goes sweet. I know say that story goes sweet. So,
no wahala.
Ladies and men to Jen, let's go on a break right now. When we come back, we'll hear God's beauty story. Stay with us.
Life is made up of moments, some that fill us with joy, others that test our strength. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space to explore the highs and lows of human connection, the love, the heartbreak, and resilience that shapes our life. From relationships to friendships, parenting to partnerships, and so much more. Every week, we share stories and conversations that define us, navigating love, separations, the struggles of parenting, dealing with anxiety and managing the pressures and stress of life. Real conversations that bring us closer, helping us heal, grow, and connect. So join me Mondays through Fridays at 10 p.m. for Heartlines, the show where we'll connect hearts, have real conversations with real people, one story at a time.
Welcome back, ladies and men to Jen. In the background, there was a lot of talks that was going on, so permit me.
Let me read this for you. So a friend of mine that's probably watching said, send me your laundry's guy account number, and I am doing so ASAP. ASAP. Thank you.
So you have already gotten your own Valentine's Day gift, so
you
you don't need from anybody anymore. Is that it now?
Please, I need that money bouquet I'm criticizing. Still send it. Don't worry. We'll open it together.
So God's beauty, you wanted to tell us a story.
I was saying that there was something Pastor Kingsley said one time, and he was was saying something around, how he gave his wife something, right? And he bought a perfume, for example, and I mean, the normal usual, just like she said, just send the money to my account. And every other normal person will be like, just give her the perfume, I don't buy, she'll still appreciate it. But no, he felt like it was important to, first off, he wrapped it, then he put it in a place where, I mean, of course, she will always go to, I think somewhere in the kitchen where he knows that she will always go to. So when she got there and she saw it, she's like, what's it be this? Who kept this there? Then she's seen a note just next to it, reading it. I mean, there's this way you would really appreciate it when you know that your partner go all out, to ensure that you actually feel loved. Because I mean, it's a different way of expressing, something. When I just give you a phone and say, oh, I bought you this, and you somehow just, I mean, you're not expecting it, and you're just seeing it, you're like, okay, what's this? And you're reading them. I mean, I feel like that is to another level. So
that brings me to ask, what are some creative, because you just mentioned something creative that I'm not just giving you, I'm now adding a bit of manhunt, treasure hunt to it.
That's stress in my own language.
No.
You're adding stress.
Because your love language is different. You should understand it.
To be honest, if you go and hide something where I know it's to go to, It's you that will go and bring it out by yourself. No, I'm just trying to say that
okay.
Sometimes you might feel that you have hidden it in that place, that you have done a good ultimate search you have planned it for your other significant other, and then this person all of a sudden just went blank in mind and did not go there at the time that you needed the person to go there. So you're not following the person up and down. Like, won't you search your
Now,
clothes?
let me give you,
search your
sis, can I
bags?
say this thing about why I feel I really don't treasure money bouquets? It's because of what I've seen. I've seen people collect money bouquets because of the validation that they get after it. I'm using a school setting, for example. Some people can specifically tell their boyfriends or partners that, see, ensure that you get me money bouquet. And when they give them that money bouquet, you see content, pictures. So it's almost like I want the world to see that something intentional was done to me. Hold on first, hold on.
Okay.
Now let me give you this instance. If that person gives you that money bouquet and there was no picture, nothing taken, it was just you and that money bouquet in your house, and you were trying to stressfully unbox or remove it, would you still feel and appreciate that gesture? I'm just trying to point money bouquet as an example of people that seek certain gifts because of the validation and the extra praises that comes from it.
Some people,
not because
that's
it's
also
necessarily
their love language.
Exactly. So you can't
That
just
they should be
take
pushing
out.
it out there is their the fact that other people
PDA.
plus their partner's words of affirmation. They need other people's words of
also
affirmation to join.
affirm.
Yes,
I don't think that one is
have-
love language. That one is another, is a
But
different
you-
one.
this
If it's
is
from
you-
your partner, it's different.
This is you now
the
defining.
love language
No,
that
love
they've
language
given us.
is not only related to what your partner is or can do for you. My love language to you as my friend can also mean something. It's not really a partner thing. I'm not trying to narrow
For me,
it down
I'm narrowing
to,
it down to
don't
partner.
narrow it
I'm
down
not
to partner
putting
thing. I
other
might need
people
other
there.
people to also tell me that this thing that your partner bought for you is even fine. You
What if they
deserve
also
it.
criticize
You
what your
did
partner
this.
bought for you?
Which is absolutely fine. Everybody has
you don't-
opinions.
And it does
get
not.
to-
It doesn't shift the love that you have for
The
that
truth
your
is
partner.
that you don't get
Lord.
to tell.
Have you
If you
not seen-
post something online, you don't get to tell people how they react to it. And that's why there's this public thing that is going on that they will say, if you post your Valentine's Day gifts on social media, we see that the rose is plastic. We will still tell you that your partner does not even know how to. So there's always
And you
a
know that thing
blend.
affects them.
No,
You know
not
it does, and
everybody.
it changes the essence of the gifting itself.
Not
I
everybody.
mean, okay, I don't think you're getting my point, but me, I'm seeing this
Oluchi.
differently.
Oluchi.
Go ahead.
Now, because you don't like a particular thing, doesn't mean I don't appreciate it. So to you, it's plastic. To me, my boyfriend took his
It's-
time.
He didn't actually take his
took
time.
His
He
money.
contracted someone.
No, now. No,
He
let's
took his
let's
time
be-
to chat the
exactly.
person now.
Okay.
Somebody
So
just
even gets
sent you
it for
laundry
me.
money. Did he not take his time to go and press the account number that you are sending now?
Thank you, anyways.
To some other persons, why would other people be washing my clothes for me?
Okay.
Exactly.
I'm talking of the one that
What
now
did they do
has
this,
to do
baby?
with some external. Because of what I have seen. I have seen some people that pressures their boyfriends in that sense for a certain gift, not because they just want to appreciate this with my man
they
or
can
my
be
woman,
pressure.
but because I want my roommate to see what has been done.
The truth
And
is
sometimes
that-
when they bring it in, they're expecting some validation from their roommates. And when some of them now start giving criticism that, is this what they bought for you? Trust me, it causes fight with some of these people and their partners.
This one is
There
different.
are
I've
some
seen that
partners-
example, and that's
excuse-
why I'm
excuse
saying
me.
it.
There's some partners that would like their significant other to tell them what they even want. So they can be pressured partners, and they can be partners who they don't have an idea what they want to get you, and they just feel like the best way you can do it is to communicate what you want. It could be the money bouquet thing. It could be make sure that when you are delivering it, you deliver it at a cheap junction, so that people that are passing will be like, oh, and
see
then do a video that probably might or might not go viral. But certain people want certain things that they feel special to them. There's also that's why I was asking that, what creative ways would you think in your mind? Don't criticize someone's creative ways. What is your own creative way of
Creative way that needs some external validation.
that does not need external validation? What is your own creative? I say leave other people's own.
I'll
Tell
show
us
you
your
love.
own.
I'll show
What's
you
your
love
own
to your
creative
Oh,
way
partner.
of
now I
showing
see what you're
love?
trying to play. You're trying to tell me, well, when we reach that juncture,
I'm
I'll
telling
share-
you now, yeah, it's junction now. Tell us.
save me here, someone. Creative ways. Well, oh my God.
And you're insulting
Lack
another
of
person's
creativity
creativity.
here, guys.
Just
See,
imagine.
I have creative thoughts, honestly. We know the
So
things I have
now-
planned, but I don't want people to copy my ideas. That's why. I want it to be so unique.
Proposal.
Please move. Next question.
Baby, Maybe
But I have
you don't
creative
you don't
ways.
have,
No,
it's
I do.
simple.
I have. I don't want people to copy it so that
Copy
it doesn't
it.
become viral.
So your
Have
own
you-
It's
creative ways, keep
exclusively,
it.
yes, exclusively creative. So when my partner
In quote, doesn't
in
know
quotes,
about it.
sees it, be like, this is so tough. I've not seen this anywhere. This is not the regular flower.
to do.
You know that-
Period.
Oh, God.
Okay, so now let's talk about tomorrow. I think that tomorrow is a very unique day, not just to
Yeah.
Nigerians, but to the world at large. There's the Christians that will say it's Valentine's, this is what it means. There's some Muslims who have said that it is not haram. Give me Valentine's Day gift, even if it doesn't relate to their religion or anything. So Valentine's Day have now become like a
Worldwide.
worldwide thing, and then people will now say that in that same Valentine's Day, that's when the acts of service or the 5 love languages to also express itself.
Yes.
So tomorrow, what do you think that people should take note of when they are either gifting or not gifting their partner tomorrow? For people that do not have the money and some people that do not have the idea. Creative first to
Creative
do.
mind.
Please tell us what's going to happen tomorrow.
Tomorrow, well, I'm a girl that currently has. You are putting me on the spot, and I do not
Oh,
like
no.
it.
Anuchi, tell us. You have to tell us.
Like, what am I giving somebody?
If
Now
you
you're
are not even
asking.
giving the person something, what else are you doing
So-
tomorrow?
okay, let me put it this way. Tomorrow, I'm not making an exclusive partner Valentine's celebration because we do not have that opportunity yet. So I'm going to be celebrating.
I don't know how to say we do not have. It's
we
not
do
a
not.
we thing,
We do not.
it's a-
I'm being political
It's a
here.
you problem.
We do not have. There's nobody I'm giving. There's nobody that is receiving. I'm here, but I'm going to express love with my girls. I've got something special for you
Let me
guys.
smile with my girls.
Do you like flower bouquet?
Oh,
You want that?
It's not
Don't
even-
worry, I'll go all out for
It's
you.
even
I
plastic.
I will go all out for you. So I think I'll just, express love with family, friends, close ones around, according to my pocket. So it's not month end. So Valentine at this
glory.
period is quite very tight. But let's see how it goes.
Okay, what about you, God's PT?
I think just like she said, so I'll tilt to what she said, even though. But there's something I wanted to say when you asked that question. Tomorrow, I think it's that time where partners should be more concerned, not for validation or whatever. You want people to come and do or no, but I think they should be very expressive with giving and receiving gifts. Yeah. Then before I want to believe that your partner's love language. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I know we've talked about the whole gifting, whatever. In as much as you want to gift your partner, it's important that you also, show love to the person based on the person's love language. I am actually not a gift person. If you give me a gift, I'll say thank you, but I'm not going to really reason you until you are able to tilt to my love language. Do you understand? And I'm very sure there are some other persons like me, outside the world. So it's important that in as much as you want to give gifts, if this person like quality time, take the person to maybe go watch a movie, do something together to show that you're present there and not just pressing phone and showing I love you and keep it moving.
Like you go for a
Yeah.
movie and you're not even watching the movie with me. I'm just resting on your shoulders
I
and
mean,
you are pressing
so
phone,
I need to
talking
so
to
we-
someone.
I need to, honestly, I want you to sort of put that in while I ask these questions.
Okay.
So the fact that two people can have two different love languages can now bring one to say, yes, while I understand your partner's love language,
Yeah.
sometimes your own love language can start seeping in, like where you feel that you love words of affirmation, but you love it because that might be who you are.
Okay.
So then you will now start telling when your partner's own is maybe physical touch, you now feel that every time you go, they talk, you are doing great. The power is in you. You are a conqueror.
One day you'll be tired.
You will
No,
not.
no,
keep
I'm saying that
repeating.
for somebody that
Really?
loves
You
it,
will not.
for somebody that loves it, that is passionate about words of
Yes.
affirmation, you tend to do it consciously
Of
and
course.
unconsciously,
Of course.
just because that is who you are. That's like your entire
That's your
mindset is
yeah.
about doing these things to the person. Now, conflicts might arise when this person is not getting, maybe if the person's love language is physical touch. So how do you think that people can balance, like two people can balance when they have two different love languages?
So this is it here. It's very simple. Now we are partners. According to Dr. Chapman, if you've read the 5 love languages, you would see there's somewhere where he said that in as much as, I don't even want us to have the same love language so that we are able to explore. Do you understand? Now, you have a different love language. I have a different love language. Now, it is important that as we're partners, I ask you, what's those things? What's something you think, if I do for you right now, you to make you feel love. You make your love time, because I mean, it was through Dr. Chapman I was able to understand that each and every one of us has like a love tank, right?
Yeah.
That needs to be filled, yes, by different, like by your partner and all. So it's important that you have that communication, open communication. Oh, baby, what do I do for you now that make you feel loved by me? Right? It's not an avenue for your partner to come and start sending you on rubbish errands or making you feel less of yourself or anything. But in as much, if your love language is words of affirmation, do you know that while you're taking your bath or whatever, as you're coming out, the thing probably you're seeing a paper on the floor, and what you're saying there is, how can you just finish bathing and be looking, I mean, more handsome than usual? Only seeing that alone, I mean, for whoever that is a word of affirmation person, you're like, okay, I'm starting my day the right way. Do you get what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is just, I don't know why she's smiling.
I'm smiling because something just crossed my mind.
Tell me.
I just imagined a room that they poured petals on the floor. And then when you wake up the next day, people will sweep it
Who's
up.
gonna sweep this? Oh my!
So I like when you were mentioning that.
Yeah.
So you just leave a note on the
Yeah.
floor and
I
say,
mean,
okay, how can you look this handsome?
don't do
and I
that
remember that if you do petals on the floor, when we wake up the next morning, I'll tell you a big broom and
Go to an apartment, so that it's the apartment people that will have the responsibility to clean
my
up. I was
Lord.
going to say something about,
Sorry.
partners understanding their love language. We're in a world where people feel like just take initiative. I mean, they don't like to want to tell you what they want. They feel like if you can guess it and just do one surprise, it's not going to be so
one made
thoughtful.
for me.
I've had
Soulmates.
somebody one time, I think I wanted to, I've forgotten how it went, but the essence of that conversation was the person didn't like fancy surprise. You're going to get me something. What are you going to get me? Let me tell you if I like it or not. So people should be okay with communicating their love language and not expecting their partner to take undue, what's the word? Some initiatives that can be so out of place. Now, will there be place for initiatives? Of course. I mean, if I get surprises here and there, it will show that there was some thought that was put there.
Yeah.
But it should not now be a pressure thing where all the time initiative, because it puts people under pressure. Because I'm always like, hey, what would she want now? What would he want now? And that's not how love should be. Love should not be a place of tension. It's always like we're walking on eggshells. I'm trying to just be the best boyfriend ever. Especially in a world where people come in and out of relationship, a lot of turnovers. So you've left one that's really stressed you with her love language to enter another one. And we're wondering, where exactly are we going to? So communication is important. And you see that you express love well. I'm expecting gift tomorrow, please.
Public plea. So as we wrap up the show, tell me something that you do differently, knowing fully well that, okay, things can happen in conflict with love languages, and even amongst friends, you can think that your friend likes words of affirmation from your initiative. You understand? And at the end of the day, it's just physical touch that the person's like, and you're not a touchy person, you don't like doing it. So how can there be balance there? And what do you think that personally, like within yourself, you do differently to set like healthier, express love in a more healthy way? Because you can be doing physical touch and the person will tell you that you were very toxic because you were just too touchy. So
you don't let me breathe, they choke me.
So how can we set like healthier boundaries when it comes to the kind of way we receive love, and what will we do differently just to also help us in our own individual lives?
So maybe to be more patient with people. Sometimes you communicate your love language to someone and you expect them to pick it up immediately. Especially if it's a relationship that is just starting. Be okay if it will take a while for them to actually know how to love you.
Yeah.
Because love also involves patience. The way we're talking about these love things, making us feel like experts. Trust me, guys.
No, if you
I'm
really would help.
wondering, like,
Okay,
really,
you guys be
I think
quickly-
patience is key.
Thank you.
Yeah, so one is patient. For me, it's always on communication, really. Communicating. And if you really are in love with someone, trust me, you will not see anything as you being pressured or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, if I know that this is what you love, if I know that if I do these things, it will make you feel very loved by me, trust me, I'm going to use that thing and I'm going to, kill you with it. That's how I think it should be. Because if you're in love with someone, you want to do everything to ensure that, their love tank is always full and all of that. So it's just important that communicating for me is just do it. Because once you're always communicating, don't smile. Once you're always communicating, it just helps you know what to do, how to do it, how to express it, when to do it. Do you get what I'm saying? So that you don't become maybe like you did choke me or anything, or toxic in that sense. So, yeah.
One day we'll talk about what people mean when they say, I fell in love. I'm in love.
I'm in love.
I love you.
Love at first sight.
Love at first sight. I think we'll still talk about that. I think that's one thing we should talk about next week, guys. Because we need to
One last story from what we saw on Punch yesterday. NACA says avoid reckless behavior this Valentine. My dear people, avoid recklessness.
Anyways, thank you guys. Thank you for joining us on this lovely conversation. I enjoy every time, as I said, talking to you guys. Thank you to my co-anchors. You always make this table a beautiful one to talk about. So we'll see you tomorrow on Valentine's Day, talking about Valentine. Bye, guys. Bye.
Hello, you. Yes, you. This is Usayome Sale from Ways Primetime. Now, we appreciate your continued support for watching our content, following us across all our social media. But we've noticed, for those of you watching us on YouTube, 88.5% of you who watch our content aren't subscribed to our channel. Why? Now, if you are enjoying our content, you enjoy our shows, and you want to stay updated on all things Ways, it's time to hit that subscribe button below. Now, subscribing isn't just for you. It's for the growth of our channel. It helps us get bigger and better. With your support, we can continue to bring even more intriguing and exciting content. How about you subscribing right now and being a part of our community?